Tom.
Welcome to a brand new week. Mom's here. She's helped me look at houses. She loves the dog. What do you think of him, Mom?
I think he's the best thing there is, other than you.
Well, what about the dog you got at home, Mom?
Oh, well, Sputnik, yes.
What about Sputnik?
Sputnik he's my baby.
Okay.
Beautiful baby.
Okay.
But I love you.
You know, he might watch this vlog someday, Sputnik.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, no, she's been here visiting and helping me look at houses because I have no idea what I'm doing. I think the way I'm planning on going is with new construction. I think I mentioned the new construction thing I was planning on doing before. So we're gonna go take a look at some of the model homes for that and just get an opinion of an accomplished real estate agent on it. But what have we done? We went to the park a couple times. Well, one time. I took him to the park by myself at one point. She got really into a show called Wentworth, and I got sucked into that. It's basically Australian Orange is the New Black. Am I wrong?
You're right, but it's better than Orange is the New Black.
Well, that's a matter of opinion.
That's true.
The only thing that bugs me about it is how lax everything is in the prison,
Yeah.
just for the sake of story.
And I found out it's supposed to be maximum security. Crazy.
Anyway, where else did we go? We went to like a Texas cattle and ranch steakhouse or something along those lines.
Yeah, that was good.
It was delicious. I took her for sushi for, I wouldn't say the first time, but the first time she's actually enjoyed sushi.
Right, it was very good sushi.
Yeah. Oh man, what else? We looked at a ton of houses.
Yeah.
Over the course of
2 days.
over the course of 2 days, we looked at 7 houses.
Yeah. Which is a lot for 2 days.
Yeah. So and those were all resale homes. Today we're looking at new construction homes, model homes as it were, and we'll see how that goes. And she has also been very much enjoying the company of one little sea cow here, Manatee. Hi, bud.
Hi. Say hi.
Hi, buddy. She's been sitting on that spot in the chair, and he'll just climb up and cuddle with her. I never really known him as a cuddler. Well, I guess when we go to bed, he'll get right up next to me, which sometimes becomes a pain in the butt because sometimes I'll need to roll over and he'll be between my legs, and other times I'll roll over in some way and then he'll cuddle up next to me, which pushes me further and further off the bed. So got to figure something out with that. But he lick. So anyway, we're gonna be off to check out those new construction homes. We'll see how they go. It is Sunday. The following Sunday. I haven't been in the best mental state, I guess would probably be the best way to describe it. My mom left last Saturday. So the biggest issue I've been having recently, I think it was Saturday when she left. The biggest issue I've been having right now is there's a few factors that are going into this. One, I've been working really hard, absurdly hard, putting out so many videos and trying to stream as much as possible and all that jazz, and that's starting to wear on me. The other thing is that I'm still kind of getting a little bit of that doom scrolling vibe from social media and whatnot, where it's oh, this negative story gets the most clicks, and it's just negative after negative after negative after negative, and that's been driving me down. Coffee mug available at my merch store. What a time to bring that up. Anyway, and the final thing as well is that I've started a new diet. I've been trying to lose weight. I'm around 210 pounds. Actually, less than that now because of the diet that I've been on. And that's been difficult to adjust to is that diet. So there's been a few factors that have been knocking me down here. But yeah, I'm pushing through. I can take a break at the end of this month. because pretty much like this whole thing with me trying to work really hard is I want to get the best possible loan I can get on a home loan. And in order to do that, I have to make my income look as good as possible. Now, my parents agreed to co-sign with me on a house, but like I have to make my income look as attractive as possible, and that's why I've been working so hard. But come on, my brain is breaking right now. So that yeah, but the last time I get paid for this year is 15 days after November. So anything I do in December when I get paid in January doesn't count towards my 2021 taxes. And that's all they're looking at. They're looking at like at my income from 2021 and like 2020, like maybe like a previous another 2019 previous year or so. So yeah, they're taking a look at that. And then, so I can take a break in December a little bit, for at least from streaming. I still want to produce the videos. Streaming's a big one because it just takes streaming is a pretty large time sink. You know, usually I go for 4 hours with on a Pokemon Nuzlocke stream. Pokemon came out on Friday. I have been doing I did like 6 hours then. So I'll probably be doing more like that. In my speech as well. Like I have so much more trouble getting my thoughts. Seasonal depression as well is hitting me, I think. Because this is around the time when it's getting really cold in Austin. I think Manatee's at the door. Yep, there he is. Looks like he's trying to eat something. Come on, buddy. What do you got, Manatee? Come on. Buddy, we can't play with the water. It is freezing out right now. Come on. Come on. There we go. Little dingus. You good boy, little dingus? You have grass all over your mouth. You know you have food, right? That you can eat that I lovingly provide for you? I mean, like, and with him, you know, sometimes he doesn't make things easy either, Manatee. But he's a good boy and I love him. Just wish he would eat his damn food. He's really hyper right now. It's like 2 a.m. right now. My thoughts have been all over the place in terms of this. But let's talk a little bit more about like what's been going on the past week. Mostly work, honestly. I've been playing games with Jill's been inviting me to games. I'm playing Mario Party with a group. I've been playing like Mario Party in groups with him. Play with like, you know, like John and Ray and Chilled and Platty. But I've also been playing like I did like tonight actually did a Codename stream and wait, was it tonight? I think it was tonight. I'm so tired. Anyway, tonight I did Codenames and Among Us with like Chilled and his group, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's wearing on me. Like just trying to put out as much as possible, and I'm still behind. Like there's like a few vlogs that I haven't edited yet. And I am 2 months behind on highlight videos. Which, well, I'm about to be 2 months behind. Once it gets to the end of November, I'll be 2 months behind. That's one thing I'm going to be focusing on at the beginning of December, is getting those done. I need to grab the October Twitch clips, because the way that it goes about it, you can only go 2 months back on those Twitch clips before you can't go back any further. So I got to do that. Maybe on Tuesday. I think I've got Tuesday off. No, I might have D&D on Tuesday. Whatever. Whenever I got free time, I'll be able to do it. Just trying to get everything done. It's a pain. It's a pain. I'm so glad I have people in my corner in terms of like my work. Dan and Austin for their great editing, and Schulmail for his art. This is my thumbnail art and my some of my emotes. A lot of my emotes, actually. I made like one based on Donkey Kong's teeth, coming in and out in Mario Party, where it's like where his teeth retract. You can see it most clearly on the look away minigame. That one I made myself. That one I made myself 10 minutes before I started streaming Mario Party, just because I wanted people to use it. So yeah, Donkey Kong is my main Mario Party. 1v1 me, bro. I'm so tired. But yeah, it's been a mess of a week. Doom scrolling and seasonal depression have been getting me down. I'm tired from working so much. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that week off in December. That stream really tuckered up my throat, so usually in terms of the tea I drink, I'm basically padding at this point. I guess at this point, I'll talk about the tea I drink, but then I gotta end off because I can't think of anything else to talk about. The tea I drink is it's a Yogi brand tea, like a throat comfort lemon. Good for the throat. You want to inhale through the nose while you're drinking it. I usually get it with a deep breathing tea as well, but I'm out of that right now. So I'm just waiting to go through the throat comfort lemon. I think I have 20 bags of that left, and once I get through all that, then I'll order more of the deep breathing and the throat comfort. Important to take care of the vocal cords, because I, do a lot of silly voices. I get comments recently that are is it really necessary to do the stupid voices? And I'm just like, it's my content. Yes, it is necessary. I've seen a few negative comments lately, more so than usual. I think it might be because I'm posting so much, I'm attracting more of an audience. They'll see me through other people's streams and whatnot, and they'll come and look at my channel and be like, "Why the hell is this big guy playing these games with this moron?" Or something along those lines. Just from those new people that aren't used to my content. Well, not used to my content, and also very, very vocal. I shouldn't be complaining, though. This is, content creation is... It's pretty sweet. It is a sweet gig, and I really lucked out in getting into it. It is significantly harder to get into this career today than it was when I first started. I started in 2008, 13 years ago. YouTube had only been around for 3 years at that point, maybe? And nobody thought that Let's Playing or machinimas were already a thing because Red vs. Blue had already made it big by that point. But I got my start by making the Smash Bros. Machinimas as a hobby. And I found out about a little website called machinima.com. And 2009, I got my contract with them. That was when I actually started making money with content creation. And following that up, once I graduated, the more I did in college, the less time I had to make those machinimas. There were times where it's I remember most of the machinimas I made, all the machinimas I made actually, were posted onto Machinima's main channel. And then they really took off. And then they demanded more quality from their they called them directors at the time, the directors. So if I decided to make stuff, then it wasn't really that, good anymore. The quality that I could produce was not good enough for them anymore. So the inspiration to try to actually do something with that wasn't there. I guess part of that I think can be attributed to first off, Machinima getting big, their talent getting big. I think Machinima had PewDiePie at the time, and then also Red vs. Blue was entering an era where they were focusing less. They're focusing kind of not really focusing, but they incorporated 3D animation into their Machinima stuff. And Machinima saw that and was like, well, our talent should be producing that as well. So yeah, and following college, I just kind of fell off of making machinimas entirely. Started Let's Playing. My first Let's Play is a Portal Let's Play. I think I actually did that Portal Let's Play from college before then. I remember doing the Portal 2 Let's Play. But, yeah, the Portal 1 Let's Play I did for my college dorm. I did a few, like, one-off Let's Play videos, specifically around November of 2011, because that's when a lot of big games come out. Skyward Sword, Saints Row 3, Skyrim, Halo Anniversary, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. Like, there was just so much. I'm trying to think if I did any other ones, though. I tried a few things as well around that time. Quick reviews, where I try to review a game in like 2 minutes based on my opinions on how I enjoyed it. I still tried the machinima stuff a little bit toward the end of college, but it boiled down to like Let's Plays and whatnot. I help people here and there with machinimas as well. This kind of turned into a history on my history and content creation, when really like the starting point of this is that how much harder it is to get into it nowadays. A lot has changed. I don't know how YouTube initially handled monetization before Google bought them out. I don't remember, honestly. It's been that long. Manatee's in the corner playing with a stuffed raccoon. We're going to bed soon. But yeah, it was a lot easier. Those were like the Wild West times right there. And you can get away with a lot of jokes that you really couldn't get away with nowadays. You didn't have a lot of like it was a vastly different place. And there's quite a few things that from back then that I'm ashamed of as well. If any of you were around for the Smash Fighter, my Smash Fighter 10th anniversary stream, or my 10th anniversary creating content on YouTube, or like my channel's 10th anniversary stream, where I rewatched all of Smash Fighter. A lot of gay jokes. A few ableist things said. A few homophobic things said. It was like I'm so glad that I've changed since then, because looking back on that's something where it's like I'm glad I was able to pick myself up and make this content, but at the same time I'm also glad that it's evolved to the point where I can understand that what I was doing, what I was saying was wrong. So it's all changed. I guess I really sort of open up about my content creation stuff here. I think the most popular thing I ever made in terms of machinima was a Minecraft machinima. My buddy Rave helped me with it, where we made a convenience store called The Inconvenience. Rave did most of the work in that. Like, he did so much making that stupid little convenience store out of iron, because this had to have been like 2011 or 2012 when I made that. So this is like pretty damn early on. I think it was still like probably beta Minecraft. And it was basically about a creeper going into work at this convenience store, and the clerk there being like, nah, I don't want a creeper working here. And it was basically just an elongated, malfunctioning Eddie bit, where the ending is just the creeper getting shocked by a very mundane thing and blowing up. I think it was called Job Interview. It's probably floating around. Somebody's probably downloaded it, and I probably still have it on a hard drive somewhere. But I've been rambling. I feel like I kind of owe it to you as well, considering I took 2 weeks off, essentially like a week off from this. And I'm basically combining last week and this week into 1 week for this vlog, just because I only had the one like 3-minute clip where my mother was here, and then like the 15-minute clip now over a week later where I'm talking about all the stuff that's been going on, and just a retrospective on my stuff as a content creator. And it's like, the other thing too is that the technology has come a pretty far way.
in terms of like the content creation stuff. When I started off, I think it was referred to as like a Hauppauge, I think it was, it's really hard to pronounce. Hauppauge. I'm sure that's Hauppauge. But it was it basically looked like a flash drive with a coaxial port at the end of it. And I think it had like a mini USB port in there as well for like analog inputs. But it did not have real-time pass-through. And it didn't have a zero delay pass-through. And the capture was delayed by like 10 seconds. So it was impossible to and there was no like splitter or like any pass-through or anything along those lines. So if you try to capture stuff on it, then what you would do on it would be what you would do on it, or like what you'd like do in the game, wouldn't show up on the screen until like 10 seconds later. And it was like, when I first got that, I was like, what am I supposed to do? But then I remembered what I was looking for initially was an RF modulator. I think that's what it was called. But basically it was an old thing you would use to convert that like analog, I forgot what the RCA stuff into coax or vice versa. I was thinking maybe I could work with that, but then I remembered, and I tried that, but it didn't quite take. But then I remember we had a VCR that had two simultaneous outputs. It had an RCA output and a coaxial output. So I was able to plug my game console into this VCR because all the consoles I was recording on used RCA anyway. So I'd be able to plug this stuff into a VCR, and then I'd have I guess it depending on what I used at the time, because, I had options. I'd either have the coax going out into the Hauppauge or into the TV, and then the RCA going out of the VCR into either the Hauppauge or the TV, depending on which one I did. And then that fixed that problem. The quality wasn't great, I don't think it was even 480. I think it was 480i, maybe at best. It could have been like 360i or whatever. Back then, YouTube wasn't widescreen. It was, I think it was 480p max, and because it was analog capture, it was 480i as well. Then I moved on to a Hauppauge that had, I don't know what the damn E at the end of it, if it's Pog or Podge. I moved on to one that was a component cable. It used to go through composite and S-Video, but then I had a component one for that one, and that thing was a nightmare. Oh my god. If you jostled it a little bit, it would lose power and my computer would blue screen. And I was running this off of like a Dell laptop with like a 60 gigabyte hard drive, compared to like what's the standard now with like terabytes, considering how big game files are nowadays. Oh man. It wasn't until around 2011 that I built my new computer. I was able to do more with it. I was a 3D animation major in college, so there was all that. Then after that, I learned more about Elgato stuff, and I think I moved on to one of their USB. I think it wasn't. It must have just been their HD, the Elgato HD. It only did 30 FPS, but it captured up to 1080p. However, it also had delay on it, so you kind of oh man, yeah, no, I remember that now, because what I had to do to get around that was I had to purchase a program called Virtual Audio Cable, and then run my microphone through that program in order to delay my mic long enough to be able to match up with the delay of the Elgato HD. Oh my god, I'd forgotten about that. And it was a nightmare when it came to like being on, it was still Skype back in those days, being on Skype calls with other people, because I had no way to delay their audio. It all went through the same source. So that was what like early streaming was like. I didn't start streaming until after I graduated college, and like, man, it must have been like 2013 or 2014 when I started actually streaming. I remember doing like maybe like some Super Mario Sunshine every now and again. And my channel, at least like in terms of like graphics and whatnot, my channel is way overdue for a redesign. I'm keeping the Tom face. The Tom face is integral. But just in terms of like the overall look of the channel and like my brand and whatnot, I want there to be a change. All I have, my brand's like color scheme and like, you know, what like the imagery that I'm kind of known for. I kind of took it from Josh Jepson, honestly, because he had like sort of like a two-tone like divisor across his channel with like a very like stylized font between. What I did was I just like skewed it a little bit, so it's like orange and blue with like this black vignette around it, and then I just used Lithos Pro for Tom Fox, a very Greek looking font. I mostly use Impact nowadays, which is used in a lot of memes, but usually only in caps for the memes. I do uppercase and lowercase. Unless I really want to grab your attention, like I did with the Nuzlocke videos that are coming out, or that came out today, actually. This has been a very interesting vlog. I've just been rambling on about my creative process in terms of like just content creation as a whole. I guess nowadays what it boils down to, I'm coming to the end of Sonic Adventure, and I usually don't plan ahead what Let's Plays I want to do. What I'd like to do, because I think it would garner quite a few views. It feels weird to say that, though, because it's like, just because, like, I know my friendship with other content creators is more than just we work together to bolster each other's views. But when I'm planning these things out, I haven't really told any other content creators about what I want to do, because I want to do it as a co-op thing with multiple content creators and just do it kind of like a level or a world at a time. But sometimes when I'm talking like that, like, I feel greedy. I feel like greedy for like taking advantage of my friendships like that. So, you know, that's sort of like the mental blocks I go through a lot in content creation. That's why like every time for a while there, when I was doing like streams or let's plays of stuff, and like a co-op game would come out, or a game that had co-op potential that a lot of people were excited for, I wouldn't play or stream it, because I would be like, I want to do this blind, I want to do it co-op, and I would never find a co-op partner because I never asked. It's that thing I was talking about, because like I'd feel like I'm being like a bad friend for essentially being like, hey, I want to use your appearance in this for views because I want to do co-op, blah blah blah. And that's why I would never like find co-op partners for that. I would never bother to look, just because like that is just how I felt about the situation. But yeah, going back to machinima, like the history of like my hardware. Eventually I moved on to the HD60, which I think also didn't have pass-through, which didn't have, maybe it did. I can't remember if the HD60 did or didn't have, no, the HD, oh man. I think the HD60 did have a no delay capture, or like if there was a delay, it was like very minimal. Or maybe it didn't. No, it didn't, because it still had the same issue. I had the HD60, but then they came out with the HD60 Pro and the HD60S. They came out with the Pro first. The Pro was the one that plugged into a PCIe slot in your computer. That's what I use the 4K 60 Pro now, but I used the HD60 Pro for a while. Then they came out with the HD60S, which is another one of those USB ones. They changed it over to be USB-C to USB 3, I want to say. It's been such a long time with like the technology like that, where like it's amazing how far it's come. But because there's so many like consumer models of it, the scarcity of the technology was what made content creation more special back in the day. Not everybody could do it. And I was running off of something that was supposed to be a DVR for my initial stuff. And I managed to get off the ground with that. I got unbelievably lucky with that. My stuff was not professional by any standards. Like it was nuts. Like at all, really. And now, like, because I've been in this industry for long enough to see it evolve, you know, I can say that some of my stuff is now more or less a professional quality, just because, I mean, it has to be. you know? Like, with what... I hate wording it like this, but with the success of content creation that I've garnered, you can't really call it anything, you can't really call it anything but professional quality, I suppose. You know? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. Who knows? Anyway, I've been rambling for so long. I basically gave you my entire history of content creation. You could look back at some of those old videos from like 2014 when I first started using webcam. All that was done out of my bedroom at my parents' house in Connecticut. And then later, you probably noticed, like, it must have been like maybe like 2015, 2016, where the background changed, the lighting changed. Everything looked kind of weird for a while. And that's because my parents were gracious enough to refurbish part of the basement into an office for me so I could fulfill a stereotype of living out of my parents' basement. But no, they were very gracious to do that for me. I helped my dad out with that a lot. We put in some laminate flooring, moved a couch in there, moved a desk in there, mounted a TV to the wall. We did a lot with like what space we had. A little bit inconvenient because that was where we kept the internet. And if something went wrong with it, and while we were recording a Let's Play, someone would have to walk through my office in order to get to where we had the internet set up. Oh man, but yeah, those were good times. Thinking back, I was working with my dad. Now I live in this house, 2,500 miles away from home, from where I grew up back in Connecticut. And it's like, I miss it. I want to travel back there. I've wanted to travel for a while, but between the pandemic and, the fact that I'm trying to, not only am I trying to make my income look good for housing and for a home loan and whatnot, got to make sure that my income to debt ratio isn't terribly low. Otherwise, it looks bad on the home loan application. So I haven't even been trying to travel. I don't know if I'm going to travel home for the holidays yet or not. I want to. I definitely want to. Be nice to see everyone. And during December, I feel like it'd be a little bit easier in that regard to do so, because I wouldn't be as pressured. I wouldn't be as pressured as I was in. I wouldn't be as pressured because, like I said, the last payment that I'm getting for everything I'm doing is from like YouTube and Twitch is in the middle of December. Like, what I do in December was not going to reflect my home or my home loan application nearly as much. So there's probably a good chance that I will go home for the holidays. Maybe not fly, because I think I kind of missed the window on that. I'm still a month out. We'll see. We'll see what I can do for that. However, there's also a chance that I could turn into a road trip or figure out how to fly with Manatee, because I really want to take him home with me. Hey, bud. I've been rambling for a while. I've been going on for a half hour now, and he's ready for bed. And I think I'm ready to acquiesce that, because I'm ready to go to bed too. So anyway, it's been a week, but talking about all this, sort of airing my grievances, talking about the history of my content creation, just seeing how far I've come, and then maybe planning for the future has helped me feel better. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl came out. The game that everyone thought was going to be bad based on the fact that it was not Platinum content, which I can understand that. Platinum's content was really good. And the fact that the graphics look like toys. However, it does reflect how the graphics looked in the original, so I don't care, honestly. The game still looks good, to me anyway. I'm in that position where it's like, if it looks better than the GameCube, it looks good to me. So, there's that. I've been having fun with that. I'm doing Nuzlocks. I did a Nuzlocke the day it came out and lost. I lost on the second gym. That sucked. But I plan on coming back in the other game, because I bought the double pack. And the reason I'm coming back in the other game is because if I delete my save file for Brilliant Diamond, I lose 3 mythical Pokemon from mystery gifts and previous save files. So don't want to do that. Anywho, that's enough for now. I'm going to bed. Hope you all had a good week, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.